I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Hi, I'm out of breath, just kind of embarrassing. Good, we got the old hunk of American steel out of here. Now, it won't really fire at the moment, or well, not properly at least, it sputters a bit, but I'm gonna try to fix that today. I have some suspicions on what it might be, so we'll just, well, take the most plausible and work our way from there. Now, if you've seen an earlier episode, you probably noticed I didn't went into selfie mode then. It's still kind of awkward to do, I guess. Just feels weird, it's all new. But you know, I wanted to give YouTube a try, so I might as well try it properly. So, here I am. This will probably be the new format of the Nemo channel, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, now what I suspect might be one of the problems is this little guy over here. This is a fuel filter we installed earlier. However, I didn't really think of it at the time, but this is just gravity fed just from the tank straight line to the carburetor at the other side. So I suspect there isn't enough pressure on here to flow enough fuel to the engine. So we'll do some experiments. Problem number 2 might be that the fuel is too old at this point. I think I'm gonna try to start it with the fuel in it, that's in it right now. If that doesn't work, we'll try to flush the carburetor, get some new fuel in there, and we'll see if that helps. When to get some pliers, this will be easier, hopefully at least. And there's fuel in here, so that's good. For now I'm just gonna close this back up and try it without a filter. Let's see if it will fire.
I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own.
think it's safe to say there was a bit of oil in there. That's quite a lot. It's probably not good. Oh well, we'll check if there's any in there and should be fine, right? Onwards. There's the problem. This is the drain plug of the carburetor. You see all that like greenish crap in there? That's the fuel. Well, it was the fuel at least. That oxidizes and does all sort of nasty stuff when your motor is sitting. So there's the carburetor, there's the drain plug you see here. But you see that this tube is underneath it, so this will still be full of old fuel. So we will have to rinse that as well, which is what we will do now. Out with the old, and in with the new. Alright, let's see if this puppy will fire. The oil just keeps coming. Gonna take a break. I'm exhausted. Again. I'm afraid I have to admit defeat, or at least for today. Kicked it probably 100 times, but not even a sputter. So back to square one. It's probably not a filter, it's probably not fuel. So yeah, cleaning out the carburetor is next probably. Maybe checking if it had spark, but then I need someone else because I can't kickstart it and watch the spark plug at the same time. I tried charging the old battery, but it was, well, very dead. So I got a new one. But it needs to be filled with acids. Sulfuric acid to be precise. Filling this was kind of a pain in the butt. There are 6 compartments which needed to be filled separately for whatever reason. And a lot of batteries nowadays come with
well, they would come with 6 flasks, so one for each compartment. They are connected together, so you can just topple them all at the same time as it flows in and pops your uncle. But this one, maybe because it's old, maybe because it's cheap, but it came with these flasks, so you had to fill each compartment by itself. It's hard, it's not visible how much acid is in there. It's a pain in the butt to work with these stupid plastic flasks and their stupid little hoses. But hey, we got the job done eventually, and it gave some good voltages. So check that off the to-do list. Next. So, with the new battery in and a verified spark, it was time to start it again. Try to start it again, at least. After many more kickstart attempts, it was clear that it was not gonna run by kickstarting it. So, plan B. Push starting it. But then, this happened. Now, I wouldn't call this exactly a running bike, but at least it sputters and it's a sign of life. It's close, it wants to run. But it doesn't. So next on my list is the carburetor. That's the next possible culprit. This bike has been sitting for quite some time, so the fuel will have had his, well, effect in there. So we're gonna take that off and clean it out properly, and then we'll see if it will run again. So the next day after work, I quickly popped off the carburetor. Right? Right. Of course, this thing fought me every step of the way. Hard to reach bolts, no clearance, the whole shebang. I ended up having to disassemble way more than just the carburetor to get that bastard out of there. So with yet another 5-minute job that turned into a 1-hour job, we finally got this thing off. This is the battlefield after the great battle of Walter, but we get it off. And this is why. You see the green stuff on the needle? That's what you don't want in your carburetor, and that is exactly what is in this carburetor. So it definitely needs a good cleaning.
Alright, so here we are after a fight with Walter. I was just asking him to give up one of his gut pieces, and apparently that was a big deal, but I don't know what the fuss was about with Walter.
So after this, I disassembled the floater and the floater chamber, of course, and then moved on to the jets, which were both full of crap. Since I didn't have any carb cleaner, I used brake cleaner for most parts, letting it soak in it for a minute. Of course, I was careful with rubber O-rings, because apparently those two don't play together very nice. After the brake cleaner, I used compressed air on most of the parts, so really blow through the jets to get them clean. I even went to get some specialized tools, consisting of a metal wire and a wooden stick.
We got everything cleaned. Jets are as clean as they'll ever be. You see this beautiful flake of fuel? Apparently fuel doesn't have to be liquid. All looking, decent. Of course it's not brand new, but it's good to go. Assembling time. Right, we got it on. Now it's on with the tank. Further assembly, get everything back together so we can test this thing. Oh yeah, by the way, this fell off. You were push starting the bike. This just, fell off. It's the gear linkage that links these two pins together so you can shift with your foot over there. It's held on by these clips. I think this is still good. The other one was a bit bent open, just bend it back. It's kind of risky to use it, I guess, but for now it's fine. If I really go for a drive, I will replace them with new ones so we don't lose that link, because that's, kind of important. There you have it. All assembled, ready to test yet again. Ready to kick it 100 times and hope that it starts.
The next day I tested it and surprise, surprise, Walter doesn't start. Now after this, off camera, I was checking some things, I was verifying spark, I was trying all sorts of stuff. A buddy of mine came over and he had the idea to put some fuel in the cylinders. So we can just see if it runs, if it gets fuel, and what do you know, it starts right up. Of course, just a second until all the fuel is gone, but it did run for a brief moment, which confirms that fuel is the problem. So that points all arrows back to the carburetor, because I verified that the fuel was going into the floating chamber at least, and at a pretty high rate, so that should be totally fine. So it's just somewhere from the floater chamber to the cylinders that there's a problem. While I was kicking the bike, a new obstacle occurred. This little cap split just because it's old and not flexible anymore. But it's leaking oil, so it has to be closed first before I can continue anything. By the way, this is the fourth leak that Walter just has decided to create all on its own.
To close this hole, I found this, it's the fuel line, like this one, exactly the same. I plugged it with a bolt and one of these hose clamps, so that's shut. Oh man, I'm filming this. But yeah, I'm gonna try to clamp it down with a hose clamp and then we'll see if it leaks. It leaks. We have to do something else, but I hope I can get it shut this way. It's pretty tight, so I think it will seal, but there's only one way to find out.
So time to take the carburetor off yet again and look at it again, try to find the problem with it. However, by doing this, the little connector behind it got my attention. This is the piece that connects the carburetor to the intakes. As you can see, there are some rubber rings on here. Now they don't look great, but they actually are pretty flexible and show no cracks. So I'm pretty sure they still are fine. Now, I noticed a spacer in between these two parts, and it's actually a block of wood. I'm pretty sure that's not stuck, but I know the bike ran with this on it, so I'm pretty sure that it still seals. So I'm scratching this off my potential culprit lists. Moving on.
Hi. It's a sunny day out, so I decided to take the car apart again. And I have found this guy over here is clogged. Now this is the jet that is going to the choke. So there's a fair chance this is the culprit, and this has been the culprit all along. But it's so fine that I can't get a metal wire through there, so I'll have to find something even finer to poke through there. So yeah, I'm clearing this up, assembling it all, testing it. If this isn't a problem, I'm gonna kick Walter in the face.
Clearing out the jet with compressed air and brake cleaner wasn't working, so I had to find somewhere to get an even finer metal wire.
Right, I just Frankensteined the bike together. The bike. So let's see if this old guy will start. Talking about the bike, by the way, not me. Finally runs. Man, this was really annoying actually. I knew it had to be something simple, but I don't think it would be that simple. But oh well. We learned something, we had some fun. Walter is alive and kicking. So time to throw this thing together. Get some plates on here. check the brakes, check the clutch, should be fine, but you know, I think we've had enough surprises. So yeah, that's it for Walter for today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave some feedback if you want, some comments, like whatever you do, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
I won't stop till I wear the crown.